Hi, welcome to my video. In this video today, we are going to save you from all the worries you have around perfection. My name is Banu Baykal. I publish weekly videos for people who want to develop. And in this video today, we will understand the roots of perfection. But more importantly, we will look at the practical approach to overcome perfection trap. If you're already in that trap, I think this video is going to help you a lot. So I'll say something and just repeat after me. Say it out loud, right? Out loud, please. Just trust me on this one. Say, I want to be good enough. How do you feel when you say this sentence? Is it hard? It's hard, isn't it? I have to admit, as a person who actually invested some time to understand this whole concept, still my whole body reacts to these sentences every time I say it out loud. I think I'm doing this video, to be honest with you, for myself more than you. And either way, this is the reason we have this community in here. We are going to heal together and get better. So let's talk it through. For some of us, good enough sounds like settling. We all work so hard in everything we do. Why not be perfect? You work hard really being that person that looks perfect, acts perfect, successful, and does the right thing perfectly, and making a daily choice to give your best, right? Why lower the bar? You likely made some personal, maybe even financial sacrifices after all. So shouldn't the result be better than just good enough? Shouldn't be it is perfect? On the other hand, standards are getting higher. I used to think we're becoming a very narcissistic generation by looking at, all Instagram and Facebook. You know what I mean? I mean, those moments in life looks perfect. Those bodies look perfect. Everybody is really, perfect in that moment. And I felt that everybody is so self-absorbed. They started to look like small Kardashians to me, and I didn't like it. So take makeup. My father, when I was small, used to tell me that, honey, if your makeup is going to take more than 5 minutes, don't even bother, And I'm not saying he's right, but look at how beauty standards became. I mean, it's so high. Now I'm doing these YouTube videos. I watched some makeup videos. It feels like such a big effort. Feels like you need to quit your daily job to make that makeup. I mean, if you're liking doing it for yourself, that's perfectly fine. But if you feel that you need tons of things to reach what they feel as acceptable, they can do whatever they want. But think how they create a standard on what is acceptable and reflect on what are you feeling right now. This was the very reason back in time that I quit from Facebook, Instagram and everything, because it started to annoy me. And I said, let me do a little bit more positive things. Let me start female leaders. So I started following them, watching them, advising things like you need to big win, you need to ask for more. Win big, ask for more. All those polished nails, high lash extensions and heels, and they keep telling you that stop playing small. It's almost like commanding you in, like dream bigger, you are made for more. I couldn't relate. I couldn't relate because I do so much cleaning, I never be able to keep that polished, perfect nails, I do makeup today just not to look tired. I have financial responsibilities. I can't take those risks that they advise me to take. Then I learned about life. I know now it is not a scoreboard. It's not all about winning, losing. And there's a difference between being a loving person and being right all the time. I don't think being right also gives you the free pass that you want to get whatever you want. People are in unfortunate situations, and nobody really deserves to be in that situation, and that doesn't make anybody better than another. You don't need that designer chair either to feel that you have a perfect home. this is now like between you and I'm just telling, I have to also keep reminding myself time to time that I have 2 kids and a normal family, and they are happy because I'm happy. If you don't know what I mean, recall the moment that you were at home with your children and then you were very sick, very unhappy. Remember how it affected the rest of the family. Remember how it turns the whole family dynamic upside down. Then I was thinking, and it hit me. I know, it's correct. Narcissistic behaviors are a lot more now, and people are keep telling you that you have to be perfect. But on the other hand, did you ever notice that we had never lived in a time where everybody is so self-critical, suffocating themselves, trying to be the best all the time, you know, fighting against a low self-esteem, feeling not enough, feeling very conscious about their own body. Everybody is, in my opinion, secretly suffering. And this is simply because we all aim perfection subconsciously. And by media, we are targeted with our weaknesses of wanted to feel perfect. And today, I want to convince you, good enough is a good thing, and you don't have to be perfect. In fact, perfectionism is the reason why you didn't finish that last project you have started, or you never gathered that courage to start the project you were once really passionate. And after I explain the roots of perfectionism, I'll actually talk about the practical ways of overcoming the perfection trap. For that, please stick to end of the video. Now, back to beginning of this journey. When I look at perfectionism and being good enough, this is what I found. Good enough is actually good enough mother theory. Coming from good enough mother theory. It is Donald something. He's a pediatrician. Donald Winnicott. He observed 1,000 babies and their mothers. And he came to realize that babies and children actually benefit when their mothers fail them in manageable ways. Meaning, if you're a perfect parent to your children, very likely your children is going to be a psychosis. It's not normal. When you have your baby, you care for all of their needs, right? And every time they cry, you're there for them. They come to think this is normal because they learn from experience, and they expect that life should evolve around them. And all of their requests should be honored. The only way a child can learn is experience. So if you continue to be a perfect mother to your child, you're actually stopping your child's emotional development. The theory says you need to disappoint them in manageable ways. So they learn to manage their emotions. They learn how to be self-sufficient. And when you think of from this perspective, the best thing you can do for your child is not to be perfect mom, but be the one that is good enough, fails time to time, forgets, just a human, if you know what I mean. Apparently, if you do that, they'll kind of get the message that news in manageable ways on how things work in real life. And if you don't have children and you can't really relate to this story that I explained, think of your best learnings in business, where they come from. They have happened because your manager was lacking a certain skill, or you were in need to step up because to compensate somebody else's lack of knowledge. Then, because your manager wasn't there, you had to become self-sufficient. You have to learn how to manage that project, represent yourself better. Think about it. If you're a perfect manager or killing yourself to become one, think about the harm you can do for a new beginner. If you're an individual contributor and believing that you need a perfect manager and that manager should be perfect for you, think how much opportunity you can actually miss by having a perfect manager. All right, now let's look at some practical steps you can take. The first one is changing your perception on what perfectionism is. I believe especially for women, perfection crippled them even going forward and trying something new. For ages, that is the main reason, and that is the reason I attack perfectionism in this video like an enemy. Ever since I'm a small child, these were the words I used to think of when I think of perfectionism. Strengths, detail orientation, overachieving, high functioning, person get things done in a very high quality way. Very productive person. I almost wore it like a badge of honor. I was very proud of myself that I was carrying these qualities. What it was in reality is procrastination, feeling afraid, judgment, feeling overly critical to self, having almost extremely high standards for myself and for others, and also having a very sharp view of how things should be done. I'm not even talking about stress, and not talking about the countless times that I didn't delegate a task thinking it will be less than perfect if I don't do it. We know where it ends. Countless burnouts, feeling unfairness in exchange of the effort that is in. Now I call this as being romantic. And being romantic is, I'll underline it, it's something I want to talk about it, but I don't think it will be fair to talk about it in this video. It will be out of subject. So I'll promise to make another video about being romantic. Currently, I'm reading Brené Brown a lot, and I'm going to put some saying from her. I think it explains everything beautifully, and in reality I'm going to read it from here because I have no such a memory. All right, she says, perfectionism is not the same thing as striving to be your best. Perfectionism is the belief that if we live perfect, look perfect, and act perfect, we can minimize or avoid the pain of blame, judgment, and shame. It's a shield. It's a 20-ton shield that we lug around thinking it will protect us, when in fact it is the thing that really preventing us from flight. It explains a lot, right? So this is why you need to start looking at your perspective on perfection. The other one is only compare yourself, with your old self, if you know what I mean. I actually have twins. They are 11 years old, and it's a perfect trap for a family that you start comparing them. Even though they're twins and they are at the same age, they are so different. Their strengths are in different places, and comparing them can be the worst thing I can do in this condition. So what I try to do always is to look at their old self, like let's say math. You can really get competitive on that one, can't you? So what I do is I compare their abilities that they showed a previous week or beginning of the year, and the abilities they show today. So I try my best to compare them, not with each other, but with themselves, so that they see the progress and they don't feel like I'm comparing them against each other. But we don't show the same kindness to ourselves, do we? We don't. We end up comparing ourselves with the perfect woman we saw that in that video in Instagram, or those female leaders that I talked about with the perfect nail polish. We end up comparing ourselves with them, and it's no help at all. Try to compare yourself, with the progress you have done. And the third point is aim progress over perfection. I would never be able to shoot these videos, do these videos, if I was aiming perfection. All I'm trying right now is to figure out a way to do my next video a little bit better than the previous one. It doesn't require a lot of explanation at this stage, but this is really what you need to do. I think we need to correct our language. What I mean is perfection versus striving or inspiring excellence are a lot different. And I have no problem against trying to make it excellent or inspired to be excellence. But perfection is killing you. In the next video, I think I'll talk about the correct language, because our current language is not helping. I mean, at least it's not helping to me, I want to look at being inspiring excellence versus perfection. Until then, my ask is just aim for progress. Read my blog, learn more. Perfection is one of the habits holding women back. So say as long as we aim progress and commitment to develop ourselves 1%, I think we can carry not being perfect, being good enough as a badge of honor for ourselves. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please do like, comment or share if you feel this video can be helpful for your friends as well. Thank you so much. Bye bye.